Brawl Stars has always kept its community on its toes, with dynamic gameplay and a unique trophy system that evolves alongside the game. Recently, the release of a trophy rework has stirred up excitement and some controversy. In this video, we'll dive deep into what this rework means for both competitive and casual players, how it contrasts with the previous trophy system, and how it ties into the game's history. The highly anticipated Brawl Stars Trophy Season rework is here, bringing significant improvements to the system. While the past system had flaws, it is overly difficult, unrewarding, and discouraging to play. This revamp tries to address all of them. First off, let's break down the trophy rework. Historically, trophies have been the primary measure of player skill in Brawl Stars, influencing matchmaking and unlocking content. The new system aims to make trophies more accessible and enjoyable, particularly for those who might feel daunted by the current competitive structure. So what are the changes? The new trophy system introduces 50 tiers, with top tier called Max. To hit Max, you'll need 1,000 trophies for each brawler, and progression is streamlined with a tier increase every 20 trophies. Trophies gained over 1,000 become season trophies, which help unlock a new reward system, the Trophy Box. The Trophy Box can be unlocked by either reaching 1,000 trophies with a brawler or achieving 1,500 total trophies. There are 5 levels of trophy boxes, ranging from small to ultra, packed with rewards like cosmetics and even premium skins. These updates make the system more rewarding without adding grind. Additionally, if you're tired of getting dunked on by players way out of your league, the new system changes matchmaking. So you'll be paired with people who have similar brawler trophy count. No more David vs Goliath situations. Once you hit 1,000 trophies, everyone's thrown into the same pool, so you'll always find a match fast. Moving on to trophy resets, the old system imposed trophy resets, which often frustrated players who felt their progress was being unjustly penalized. Plus, the rewards, while cool, don't seem to offer anything too game-changing beyond cosmetics and pins. This new system aims to address these concerns by providing a more stable trophy environment. In general, many Brawl Stars players are not thrilled about the full trophy reset each season. Critics argue that the changes resemble outdated systems and discourage long-term progression. For some players, it feels like someone is wiping the scoreboard just when you are about to hit a high score. Lastly, don't worry about losing progress. Players with brawlers at tier 35 will receive special rewards, including unique pins and titles. Your all-time highest achievements will still be honored and displayed in your profile. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of the rework for competitive players? The advantages include more balanced matchmaking. The rework promises to improve the matchmaking experience, creating fairer games that better reflect a player's skill level. Another advantage is reduced frustration. With fewer trophy resets and clearer progression paths, competitive players may find it easier to push their trophies without fear of sudden drops. The disadvantages include loss of strategy. Competitive players thrived on strategies that exploited win streaks. With the change, some might feel stripped off their competitive edge. Proceeding to another disadvantage is potentially diluted competition. If the system becomes too lenient, the fear is that the competitive scene might lose some of its rigor, making it harder to distinguish skill levels. In the other part, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the rework for casual players? The advantages include accessibility. The trophy rework is designed to lower the entry barrier for new players. Earning trophies might feel less intimidating and more rewarding. We move on to increased enjoyment. With a more forgiving system, casual players can focus on having fun rather than stressing over their trophy count. The disadvantages include less motivation. If trophies become too easy to earn, some casual players might lose that sense of achievement that comes from pushing hard for trophies. To understand the future, we must reflect on the past. The trophy system has undergone several transformations since the game's launch. Trophies are a measure of a brawler's or player's progress. They are awarded or taken away based on the results of a brawl. Each brawler has its own trophy count, and this determines the brawler's tier. All of a player's brawler's individual trophies added together gives them their total trophy count. If their brawler has a high tier, they lose more trophies when losing a match, and gain fewer trophies when winning a match. Originally, trophies served as a straightforward indicator of skill, guiding players through the trophy road to unlock brawlers, skins, and other rewards. Trophies are obtained by participating in trophy events. Trophies are awarded to players whose teams win or who survive long enough in Showdown. Players cannot win trophies for one brawler while playing as another brawler. Furthermore, in win streaks, for each win starting from 2 wins, a streak counter starts where you receive 1 additional trophy per win. The maximum number of additional trophies you can have is 5. If you lose once, the counter resets to 0, but if you draw once, the counter will not reset. The player's highest ever win streak is displayed on their profile. In addition, 10 XP is earned for each tier your brawler advances to. Once a tier is reached, the brawler cannot be downgraded to a lesser tier, meaning each brawler can only reach that tier and get the XP payout once. However, if you fall below the tier's trophy range, your trophy alterations will return to the previous range. At the end of each season, each player's brawler will lose any trophies more than 1,000. Furthermore, players gain additional points to the trophy boxes dependent on their total trophy amount. Thus, more trophies equals bigger rewards. Now let's take a look at the Trophy Road evolution. The Trophy Road featured milestones that rewarded players for reaching certain trophy counts. This created a structured way to track progress. However, it also led to intense competition, with players using various strategies to maximize their trophy gains. Over time, frustrations arose around aspects like trophy resets and the difficulty of maintaining streaks. On the recent update, Trophy League seasons were aligned with Brawl Pass seasons. Trophy Reset no longer awarded bling. Instead, every trophy above 1,000 trophies went towards upgrading the trophy box. Matchmaking will rather consider brawler trophies instead of total trophies. The trophy system was changed, so that you only start losing more trophies than you win after 1,100 trophies. Underdog was removed after 1,000 trophies. Win streaks were tied to individual brawlers. The all-time leaderboard was added. Reaching new tiers no longer awarded XP and bling. So what are the impacts and features on trophies? Several features have significantly influenced trophy dynamics. This includes win streaks. This mechanic allowed players to gain extra trophies for consecutive wins, creating intense competitive scenarios. However, when a streak ended, the resultant trophy loss often led to frustration. It also included temporary events. Events like SpongeBob and Godzilla modifiers introduced fun but chaotic elements to the game, which affected trophy counts and competitive balance. Casual players loved the novelty, but competitive players often found it disruptive. We proceed to mapmaker contributions. Players used to earn trophies through creative mapmaker designs, which incentivized engagement but also led to inconsistencies in how trophies were earned. Lastly, we take on matchmaking exploits. Over time, players discovered various exploits, like teaming in solo showdown or using unbalanced brawlers to cheese their way to trophies. These tactics not only skewed the competitive integrity, but also bred resentment among players who follow the rules. The meta in Brawl Stars constantly shifts with each update, introducing new brawlers and balancing changes and strategies. For example, the release of a powerful brawler can disrupt the competitive landscape, leading to widespread trophy gains among players who utilize them effectively. Brawl Stars has such a wide variety of different brawlers that can, mostly looking at you Frank and Doug, be useful on different occasions and maps. The developers have also done a good job of taking in feedback and analyzing the game to make balance changes as the game evolves. However, ever since Hypercharge was introduced, it has been like certain characters have received far more in terms of buffs, while many others have been forgotten about. Fang, for instance, used to be a skilled character but became OP when his super was buffed, and then was given arguably the most insane hypercharge in the game, which also removed his super's one main weakness. Now you see everyone using him, and it's pretty much game over on many maps even if you have a half-decent Fang against you. A 5v5 Brawl Ball is just a Fang fest. In general, when a particularly strong brawler is released, or if an existing brawler receives a buff, players often flock to that character to push trophies quickly. This creates a cycle where certain brawlers dominate the meta, leading to frustration among those who prefer diversity in gameplay. Moreover, temporary game modes often bring chaotic fun, but can muddy the waters of trophy acquisition, making it harder to track genuine skill progression. In general, you should know how every brawler matches up against every other brawler. This sounds overwhelming, but you can categorize most brawlers that a certain brawler is good against, like Shelly is good against tanks and assassins, and Meg is good against snipers. Sam is good against brawlers with low damage that he can run down. With any change, especially one as significant as the trophy rework, community reaction varies widely. Competitive players often voice concerns over the potential dilution of competition, while casual players might welcome the increased accessibility. Brawl Stars players have been buzzing with mixed emotions lately, after a Reddit post titled "This Has to Be a Joke" gained traction in the community. The original poster, Clipsters YT, didn't dive deep into specifics, but instead prompted discussions about the perceived inadequacies of the game's trophy rewards. According to players, the growing frustration centers around the lack of enticing rewards after crossing certain trophy milestones, leading to a chorus of calls for a revamp of the trophy road system. This issue has not only highlighted players' unmet expectations, but also sparked a broader dialogue on the game's mechanics and player engagement. The overarching sentiment in the Brawl Stars subreddit regarding trophy rewards post 18k is that the journey is feeling a bit lackluster. One user, Guys Sis Hear Me Out, pointed out the disappointment that comes with hitting a milestone only to be greeted with underwhelming rewards. We ignoring the fact that you have 1-800-5 and the line is just before 1-800 seems to echo a general feeling of confusion and disillusionment with the mechanics at play. It's as if players feel their hard work doesn't translate into corresponding rewards, dampening the motivation to grind for higher trophies. Furthermore, players are increasingly vocal about their wish for better rewards that only make the grind feel worth it, but also provide tangible benefits that contribute to overall gameplay enjoyment. Interestingly, not all responses to the thread were entirely negative. User Grumpy Jimbo expressed a personal triumph, stating, "I just hit 45k and got a pin from the Mythic Star Drop." This blend of personal celebrations, intertwined with broader community frustrations, reveals a layered emotional landscape among the players. While some find joy in their achievements, many are urging Supercell to recognize the gap between these individual victories and the community's collective grievances. The joy of earning ranks and trophies feels diluted when many players' efforts go unrewarded in drastic ways. How can a player celebrate adequately when the system seems rigged against your hard work? This brings a question. Why do players get mad? Fear of losing progress. Players invest a lot of time in their trophy counts. Any perceived threat to their hard-earned trophies can lead to backlash. We move on to change resistance. Many players are resistant to change. Particularly if they feel the new system does not favor their playstyle. Lastly is competition integrity. For serious players, the integrity of the competitive scene is paramount. If the new system feels unfair or flawed, it can lead to frustration and distrust. As we look ahead to the trophy rework, it's clear that the changes will have significant implications for all types of players. Whether you're a competitive veteran or a casual newcomer, the evolution of the trophy system promises to reshape the way we experience the game. The key will be finding a balance that retains the competitive edge while allowing for fun and accessibility. Players will need to adapt, whether it's redefining strategies or exploring new brawlers. As we dive into this new chapter, the community's feedback will be crucial in shaping the future of trophies in Brawl Stars. In the end, it's all about enjoying the game and fostering a vibrant community where every player feels valued. Let's see how the new trophy system unfolds and how it reshapes the landscape of Brawl Stars for years to come.